Hello everybody, this is Zoe from No Safer Place, and today I'm going to be talking about all the books that I read in August. My July wrap up went down really well last month, so I thought I would do it again this month and start making it a monthly feature. Now this month I only read 11 books, which I think was less than last month, but they are all bigger books than last month, so I feel like it evens out. I've read a real range of books this month, like really stark different books, like books from every genre. Normally I kind of just get obsessed with one genre and just kind of read all the books in that genre if I can, but yeah, this month I've been very different, so let's get on with the video. The first one is The Friendship Vows of Emma Nash by Chloe Seeger. Now I did do a review of this over on my blog, which I will leave in the description box below if you want to go and check that out. I spoke about my bookish friends as well in that blog post, which is a little bit emotional. Now this is the sequel to Editing Emma, which I absolutely adored as well, but you definitely don't have to have read the first one to understand this one. I think if you've read the first, it just gives you a better background and more history of the characters, but it's definitely not a must. It picks off exactly where the first book left off. If you like Louise Renison-esque books, this is definitely the book for you. It is more of a blog rather than a diary, which is where the Louise Renison world has kind of been modernised because everything is about technology nowadays. And what I love about this series is it tackles such taboo topics that teenage girls talk about and experience all the time, but they're never portrayed in books. Things like periods, how much girls think about sex, girls masturbating, just so many things that every other YA book kind of shies away from. But let's be honest, it's a reality of being a teen, and this book definitely reflects that, so would highly recommend. The next book that I picked up was My Secret YouTube Life by Charlotte Seeger. We've just had Chloe and now we've got Charlotte. Now when I heard about this book and that it focused heavily on YouTube, obviously I had to pick it up, being a YouTuber myself. Now I went into this book a little bit blind. I didn't really know much about it. When I read the title, I thought it was going to be about a girl that had a secret YouTube and she kind of had to hide it from everyone in real life, because if you're a YouTuber, we've all been there. But no, it is about a really successful YouTuber and her boyfriend, very reminiscent of a certain Zoella and Alfie. And there is a young girl called Melissa who is absolutely obsessed with her, and I guess you would say she takes that obsession a bit too far, and it all gets very dark, and Melissa kind of gets caught up in this fake life that she's creating for herself online. And it's scary how easily you can make yourself look unfiltered when really you're editing everything within an inch of its life and just spinning this web of lies, but because it's online no one knows that you're lying, and just, yeah, it gets dark, and it is very, very good. It is full of suspense and a fantastic thriller, which I wasn't expecting. The next book is Fishnet by Kristen Innes. Now, when I was asked to review this book, it was pitched to me as a YA book. So I went in expecting that it would be aimed at a YA demographic. I knew that the book focused on sex workers, but I don't know, it didn't hit me then that this wouldn't be a YA book. So I read it and I definitely enjoyed it. It was really, really good and opened my eyes into a world that I really knew nothing about in regards to sex workers. If you want to educate yourself on this topic, this book is such a fantastic book to do that. But as I say, I went in with a different mindset. It was very different to what I was expecting. Definitely an adult book. It was very, very graphic. So if you're not too keen on sex scenes or you don't like people being crass, this isn't the book for you. But as I say, it is very raw, it is very authentic and really, really eye-opening. I was going to do a review of this, but I just didn't think that it would work for my audience because I'm not sure many of you would like this. It's definitely a niche that I'm a part of, but yeah. It was very, very good, and it kind of takes a turn for the worse because the main character kind of gets caught up in this web of sex workers and gets a bit closer to it than she first thought she would. Okay, so the next one is one that is probably on everyone's August wrap up, and that is To All the Boys I've Loved Before by Jenny Han. So To All the Boys I've Loved Before has just been put on Netflix. It has been such a massive film, so obviously I had to buy the hardback trilogy. I've only read the first one currently because I was supposed to do a reading vlog of this and didn't end up doing it, so I'm going to do it for the other two. But this book is very, very similar to the film, but I guess just gives you a bit more detail about the characters, and there are quite a few scenes in here that aren't in the film. I have to say, I wish I had read the book first, so if you haven't seen the film or read the book, I would definitely recommend reading this first, because I don't think I enjoyed it as much as I would have, because I saw the film first and had that in my head when I was reading this, and any other differences were kind of annoying me, even though I know this is the source material. Because I'd watched the film first, I had those thoughts in my head. So yeah, definitely read the book first. The next one is a book that I have been so excited about for months now, and that is Princess in Practice by Connie Glynn. Now, if you've been following my channel for a while, you will know that I am a massive fan of Connie. I actually met her recently. I spoke about this in one of my previous vlogs, and since then I've kind of had the confidence to talk to her. I don't know, I guess before I just was really nervous, and then when I met her and saw how lovely she was, I'm far more confident now, and she is just the loveliest. So I'm very excited to go to the Princess in Practice launch, which is the 20th of September. So that will be amazing. I'm not going to say too much about this book, mainly because I have a whole video review coming of it either this week or next week, because you guys need to hear my thoughts on this one. This is the sequel to Undercover Princess, which is Connie's first book, and it focuses on a princess who goes to Rosewood School. She goes there undercover, and due to unforeseen circumstances, her roommate Lottie Pumpkin is assumed to be the princess. So she kind of takes on this role as Elise Portman, and they go on a few adventures together. And obviously there is a lot more I could say about this, but you have to wait till the next video. Now, the next two, the first one I read on ebook, so I don't have a copy of it, and the sequel to it, which I do have a physical copy of, is Wild About the Girl by Louise Pentland. Now, if you've seen my previous vlogs, you will know that I went to the launch event for this fantastic book. I hadn't read it at the time. I got home, blitzed through the first one on ebook, and then started this one. And I did a whole video review on this, so I'm not going to talk about it too much. But this book just reflects single motherhood so perfectly. I've watched my sister be a single mum for many years, and just the way things are worded, the interactions between Robin and Lila are just beautiful, and this book is just normal. I think that's the perfect word for it. Nothing's fluffy, nothing's sugar coated. It is just raw and honest and genuine and just believable, which I think is the most important thing in a contemporary book like this. So well done, Louise. Book 2 is fantastic. The next one, which I've also done a full review of, so I'm not going to talk about too much, is Catwoman Soul Stealer by Sarah J Maas. I absolutely adored this. It is one of the books in the DC YA Icon series, which I am completely obsessed with. We only have Superman left now, and I can't wait for that. Let it be January already. So this book focuses on Selena Kyle when she was a teen and how she became Catwoman. There's just femininity oozing from every page of this book, and I would strongly recommend it. I will leave the link to my review in the description box below, so if you're interested in this book, go and check it out. The next book, which I've also done a full review of, I feel like I'm saying that a lot in this video, I've clearly reviewed a lot of books this month, is The Sylar Patient. I am just so obsessed with this book. As you guys have known if you've watched that video, it has shot into my favourite books of all time, the top 3, which is just quite an achievement. It focuses on a wife that wakes up one day and kills her husband with no explanation, no reason why, and then she just won't talk. She gets taken to her rehabilitation unit and she still will not say a word, weeks, months, years later. And it is up to Theo Faber to unlock this mystery and find out why she's not talking. It is an absolute thriller minute, and I would definitely recommend it. Go and pre-order this now. Last one I also did a very short review of because I did the cover reveal for it for the new edition, and it is Cold Bath Street by AJ Hartley. If you like horror books, I would definitely recommend this. There isn't enough YA horror that is truly chilling and terrifying, but this is one of those books that will leave you laying in bed thinking about it at night and looking more into the story and the origins of where it came from, because I know that I definitely did that. But it focuses on a boy that is killed wakes up as a ghost in this limbo kind of place, and he has to work out how to get to the other side, who killed him, and what this all means. It is very, very good. And then I did read another ebook this month, which is very, very unlike me because I really dislike ebooks, but it was the only way I could read it. And that is Cydia Dust by Michelle Kenny. Now, the first one, Book of Fire, was in my top 5 books last year. I absolutely adored it. As I say, I really struggle with ebooks, so I'm going to do a proper review of this when I get the paperback, because with my chronic condition, I'm not sure why, but I find it really, really difficult to read ebooks and to take in as much as I can when I'm reading a physical book. So I think I will leave that one there because 1, I'd like to wait till near a publication date, and 2, I like to leave a little bit of mystery in my videos. And that is it. That is the 11 books that I read in August. I've already read 2 this month and we're only 3 days into the month, so I feel like that's going pretty well. Let me know what you read in August and what you've been enjoying, because as always, I love to hear your recommendations and any books that you think I might enjoy. Also, if you have any ideas for any bookish videos or non-bookish videos, let me know in the comments below, because I want to know what you guys want to watch and just make you guys happy. I hope you all have enjoyed this video. Let me know what you would like to see more of on my channel, and I hope to see you all again soon. Thank you. Bye.